Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2012 Mercedes-Benz S350 Bluetec 4MATIC. This is the W221 S-Class. So, wanted to give an update. I've had this car 2 weeks now, put about 1,200 miles on it. No new issues, but wanted to talk about a couple things that I plan on doing in terms of maintenance. The one issue, I do have to replace the right rear tail lamp. It's gone bad. I get occasionally an error in the instrument cluster that says check right rear tail lamp, and a lot of times when I'm looking at it, it'll be out or flashing, like the lower part has the backwards C. So the only way to fix something like that is to replace the whole unit. So that's on its way. It's on its way to me, and that'll be done. I had a request to comment on the ride quality and the fuel economy. So I've already done a highway fuel economy video, but I can show my overall fuel economy. We'll circle back to that in a minute. Ride quality. So this car has been very well maintained in terms of the suspension, the front suspension in particular. It's had a couple bushings replaced and alignments and so forth. So it's all there. There's no noises. There's no play or anything like that. And the typical S-Class ride quality is definitely there. One of the things that would change it on this car compared to many other S-Classes is the prior owner put 20-inch staggered AMG wheels. So it has 245 width in the front and 275 width in the rear, which is actually interesting because that's the same as what's on my new E-Class. The 20-inch wheels do not give as harsh of a ride as you may think, but I will say they are very fussy. So the underlying air suspension, it's all up to date and everything, and just the design of the suspension, it does provide for a very smooth and serene ride. But under certain circumstances, the 20-inch wheels will hit a little bit hard. You'll feel impacts. It'll be noisy, like if you hit a bigger bump while you're driving or part of a pothole. Plus, I think these wheels actually are bent. I need to get them into the shop to get them refinished and repaired at some point. But overall, the ride is what you would really hope for in an S-Class. This has the hydraulic steering, not the electric steering, so that actually gives it a more old school and precise feel, a more connected feel to the road. But overall, it definitely has a serene ride quality, and it blends handling with supple ride that you really wouldn't expect on a car of this size. It is a big car. So yeah, that is something that I will say is very impressive about the W221 in particular. It does have a better ride quality than the previous S-Class, the W220. It felt like, I guess, lighter is the word I want to look for. This W221 feels more like a W140, which is widely regarded as one of the best built S-Classes. Just it was also huge and solid and heavy, and very few cars compared to the feel of that. But I want to say the W221 definitely comes close. And this is really a joy to drive, for sure. And then let's just do, so I reset that 942 miles ago, and we're looking at 26.8 average miles per gallon. And the car has 94,000 miles on it. So I think that's pretty good. That's, I think, slightly better than what the window sticker says. I think it says 21 city, 31 highway. And just to recap, I am able to get 40 on the highway under certain driving conditions, and over 30 on a typical drive that includes driving in the country like this with some highway driving mixed in is common for me. So for as big and heavy and all-wheel drive as this car is, I think it does quite well on fuel economy. The OM642 engine is it's quite a good engine. It definitely does have its Achilles heels, like the oil cooler seals and some other stuff I've mentioned in other videos, but overall I think the engine itself is a solid, reliable, durable unit, and very well designed, very good power and torque, especially given that this is older. And I did do an 0-60 video on it, and it pretty much matches what the factory quotes. You can check that video out if you like, to see how it did. I did like 3 runs. 2 of them were pretty much level, and then the other one was a slight downhill run. And yeah, it has all the power. That's one thing with especially older diesels, is they do tend to lose power for various reasons. There can be any number of reasons why something like that would happen to one of these. No upcoming maintenance right away. The prior owner changed the oil, transmission oil, brake fluid, and something else I don't remember. I think, and all the brakes are good, the tires are good, and so forth. So no upcoming maintenance on my side. There is one thing to note. Get in your own lane there, buddy. There is one thing to note about the oil change history on this car. So it was done anywhere between every 5,000 and 10,000 miles. But there was an oil change done at 88,000 miles, and then later changed, I think, at 92.6. So roughly 4,000 miles. And it was done at Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And they put the wrong oil in it. And that's actually not the first time they've done it. So if you happen to live out there and you have a diesel and you want to have them do your oil change, make sure they put the right stuff in. They put the 229.5 5W40, which is for the gasoline engines. And I've often heard that type of oil will poison your diesel particulate filter. But I think both times that they did that, the oil was not in there for a significantly long period of time. This last time it was like less than 4,000 miles. And it was done around 50,000 miles. And they put the wrong oil in again. You know, in looking through service history, it's important to pay attention to the details of, you know, what products were used and so forth. And I mean, there's not a huge number of Mercedes-Benz diesels out there, so if you have a less experienced tech that's assigned to work on the car, you know, they may not take the time to look and see, hey, I need to use this particular oil on the car. At least at Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque. And you know, this apparently has been happening for years, because this was done in 2022 and then, I don't know, 2017 or something like that. But the funny thing is, they didn't get it wrong every time. They've done oil changes on this car in between those, and they did use the 229.52 oil. So you got to watch. If you're going to have somebody service your car, you got to know what it requires. You got to make sure they use the right stuff. That actually also applies on some other cars that I own. Like I have a GR Corolla, and it takes a totally different oil than all the other Toyotas. And you know, for the Toyota Care that has the free oil changes, yeah, you really would have to make sure the service advisor understands not to put 0W8 in there like you would in another Toyota. Oh man, that's annoying, all these trucks that come through here for the oil rigs or the gas rigs or whatever it is, but it is what it is. So then, before I conclude this video, I'm going to stop here and do a quick acceleration run. Make sure nobody's coming. And I'm just going to punch it. It really gives the feel of just like taking off in an airplane, if you've ever felt that. And it's really fun, especially when the first boost of torque, the first rush of torque kicks in. The torque is very addictive in this car. Of course, it's not great for fuel economy. But anyway, that's all for today. Have a great day, everyone.